A Land Rover that runs past 300,000 miles without major repairs sounds like a contradiction in terms. Yet walk into any independent Land Rover specialist and you will find Discoveries, Range Rovers, and Defenders with odometers reading well beyond it, some pushing far higher. The difference between those high-mileage survivors and the ones traded in at 100,000 with a dead air compressor or a tired gearbox has almost nothing to do with luck. It comes down to 20 specific habits that the most dedicated owners follow religiously while everyone else ignores them, and several of them quietly contradict what the factory tells you. None of them are difficult or expensive on their own, which is the whole point, because reaching the big numbers is about discipline, not luck or deep pockets. Let us count them down, starting at number 20. Number 20. Have the factory oil change interval. Land Rover lists long oil intervals calibrated for ideal conditions in the warranty period, not for reaching 300,000 miles. The turbocharged Ingenium engines run hot, and on short trips they suffer fuel dilution, where fuel sneaks past the rings and thins the oil until it barely protects anything. Specialists who tear these engines down at high mileage consistently favor changing the oil at 5,000 to 7,000 miles with the correct full specification. It costs maybe $100 or $2 a year more, and a $20 used oil analysis from a lab will tell you objectively whether your interval is right. On an engine where a worn chain or a scored bore runs into many thousands, that is the cheapest insurance you will ever buy. It can save you an engine. Number 19. Service the gearbox fluid, even though it is sold as lifetime. The ZF 8 and 9-speed automatics were marketed with fluids sealed for life, and that single word has killed a lot of transmissions. Lifetime means the life of the fluid, not the life of the gearbox. The fluid lubricates, cools, and carries away wear particles, and once it degrades it, lets metal circulate through the valve body. A fluid and filter service runs a few $100s. A rebuilt gearbox runs several thousand. The owners reaching high mileage service it every 60 to 80,000 miles, regardless of the manual, and they do a drain and filter rather than an aggressive flush, which can dislodge debris and trigger an immediate failure. Done on schedule, the ZF box is genuinely tough, but left on its so-called lifetime fill it becomes one of the most common big-ticket failures on these trucks. Number 18. Use the exact coolant specification. Land Rover engines use aluminium throughout, and aluminium reacts badly with the wrong coolant chemistry. The correct long-life coolant carries the additive package that protects those surfaces, while a generic universal product scales up the system, clogs the heater core, and can lead to overheating and head damage over the years. The coolant costs little. A heater core buried behind the dashboard costs a fortune in labor. High-mileage owners flush with the correct specification every 4 to 5 years and never mix in whatever happens to be on the shelf because the cost of getting it wrong hides for years and then arrives all at once. A $200 flush on time or a 4-figure cooling and head repair later are the only two paths, and the wrong coolant quietly chooses the second for you. Number 17. Service the transfer case and both differentials. This is the habit that pure road car lists miss, because a Land Rover is a genuine 4-wheel drive vehicle with a transfer case and front and rear differentials all handling serious torque through fluids that quietly break down. None of this is in the basic service, so most owners never touch it. A fluid service across those units is modest money. A differential or transfer case rebuild is thousands. Those gears carry the full driveline torque every mile you drive, so the fluid genuinely wears. The owners going the distance change it on a strict schedule, and the ones who tow or go off-road do it more often still. Skip these fluids for the life of the car, and you are running the most expensive driveline parts on worn-out, contaminated oil, exactly the recipe for the whine and shudder that ends in a rebuild. Number 16. Service the air suspension before it fails, not after. Most Range Rovers and many Discoveries ride on air, using springs, a compressor, and a valve block to hold height. And when it fails expensively. The trick is to catch it early. Listen for the compressor running longer and more often, which is the classic sign of a developing leak, and fix a small airline leak immediately rather than waiting for a spring to blow and the compressor to burn out chasing it. An early leak repair is cheap. A full failure cascade where a blown spring overworks the compressor until it dies too is not, and leaving the car in its normal height rather than constantly raising and lowering it reduces the wear that gets you there. A single corner can run from several hundred to over $1,000, and a dead compressor adds plenty more, so catching the first faint hiss of a leak is the cheapest the system will ever be. Number 15. Run premium fuel consistently on the petrol engines. Land Rover asks for premium for a reason, because these engines are tuned for it, and on lower octane the knock sensor pulls timing, which costs power, raises combustion heat, and accelerates carbon buildup over the long haul. The few cents a gallon you save buys you misfires, fouled valves, and a carbon cleaning bill later. The long-haul owners use premium every single fill, add a quality fuel system cleaner now and then to keep the injectors flowing, and treat the small extra cost as cheap insurance for the engine's top end. Over a tank, it is a rounding error. Over an ownership, it is the difference between an engine making its rated power cleanly and one quietly cooking itself on knock-retarded timing. Number 14. Decarbonize the intake valves on schedule. Direct injection sprays fuel straight into the cylinder, so unlike older engines, there is no fuel washing over the intake valves to keep them clean, and carbon steadily bakes onto them. Left alone, it chokes airflow, causes rough running and misfires, and eventually costs real performance. A periodic walnut shell blasting of the intake every 60,000 miles or so on a direct injection Land Rover clears it out for a few $100s. The first signs are a rough cold idle, hesitation, and creeping fuel consumption, and the owners who skip the clean for 200,000 miles pay for it in drivability and repairs. Treated as routine, it is a few $100s now and then. Ignored, it becomes lost power, failed sensors, and a far bigger bill down the line. Number 13. Let a hot engine idle before you switch it off. The turbochargers on these engines spin at enormous speed and run extremely hot, and the moment you shut down, oil stops flowing to those bearings while they are still glowing. The residual oil then cooks onto the bearing surfaces and slowly destroys them. After any hard or sustained drive, give it 30 to 60 seconds of idle to let oil carry the heat away before shutdown. Even after a steady highway cruise, the turbo is hot enough to matter, so the habit applies to more than just spirited drives. It costs you nothing. That short cooldown lets the bearings shed their heat into flowing oil instead of baking it into varnish, and it is the single easiest habit on this entire list to build. A turbocharger replacement on a Land Rover most certainly does not. Number 12. Stay ahead of the timing chain. The early Ingenium engines in particular earned a reputation for timing chain stretch, and the warning sign is a rattle from the front of the engine on a cold start that fades as it warms. Ignored, a stretched chain can jump and wreck the engine. The single best protection is clean oil changed often, which keeps the chain and its tensioner healthy. And on the known affected engines, the careful owners have the chain and tensioner inspected from around 60,000 miles and replaced proactively for a fraction of the cost, rather than waiting for the rattle to become a bang. A planned chain job is a known budgetable expense, while a snapped chain on these interference engines means bent valves, scored pistons, and a 5-figure rebuild. Number 11. Treat every warning light as the beginning of a problem, not the end. A Land Rover is densely electronic, and a stored fault usually marks the start of something, not a nuisance to clear. Owners who keep driving because the car still feels fine let a cheap sensor fault quietly snowball into a converter, a turbo, or a module. Read the codes properly with a Land Rover capable scan tool, the kind the specialists use rather than a basic code reader, because a generic unit misses half of what these cars store, and then act on what you find while it is still small and cheap. A faint dash light today is almost always a cheaper fix than the cascade it becomes after a few thousand ignored miles. If you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Number 10. Flush the brake fluid every 2 years without exception. Brake fluid absorbs moisture from the air, and within 2 years, that moisture lowers its boiling point enough to give you a soft pedal under hard use, which on a heavy vehicle that often tows is genuinely dangerous. Worse, the moisture corrodes the ABS unit and calipers from the inside. A fluid flush is pocket money. An ABS module is thousands with programming. On a 2.5-ton vehicle that often tows, that fade is not just expensive, it is a safety problem. The high-mileage crowd flush every 2 years like clockwork, whether the pedal feels fine or not, because the moisture damage stays invisible right up until the day it is not, and they never see the expensive version. Number 9. Fit the correct battery and register it to the car. Modern Land Rovers run absorbed glass mat batteries and a clever power management system that needs to be told when a new battery is installed. Skip the registration and the car keeps treating the fresh battery as the old tired one, undercharging it and shortening its life, while low voltage on a car this electronic throws baffling expensive faults. Fit the right specification battery, have it registered to the car, and you avoid both the 3-year battery life that catches owners who skip the step in a week of chasing electrical gremlins that were really just low voltage. On a car this electronically dense, a healthy, correctly coded battery quietly prevents a whole category of faults that strand lesser-kept examples. Number 8. Protect the diesel particulate filter, if you run a diesel. The filter traps soot and periodically burns it off in a regeneration that only completes properly on a sustained drive at speed. An owner who only does short, cold trips never lets it finish. The filter clogs, and you are facing a forced regeneration or a very costly replacement. If you run a diesel, give it a good half-hour run at motorway speed regularly. Catch it too late, and a clogged filter means a forced regeneration or a four-figure replacement. And a clogged DPF is one of the most common reasons a neglected diesel lands in the workshop, almost all of it avoidable with the right driving pattern. On the petrol cars, the equivalent discipline is simply letting the engine reach full temperature before working it hard. Number 7. Guard the cooling system like the engine depends on it, because it does. Overheating is what turns a healthy Land Rover engine into a scrapped one through warped heads and failed gaskets, and these engines, especially the supercharged ones, work their cooling hard. Replace the water pump and thermostat proactively rather than waiting for them to fail. Keep an eye on the coolant level and the supercharger's intercooler circuit, and the moment the needle climbs above normal, pull over and shut down. On the supercharged engines especially, a single ignored climb on the gauge can warp ahead and turn a routine job into a whole new engine, so the temperature reading is not decoration. A cooling part is cheap. A cooked engine is a rebuild. Number 6. Respect the off-road systems, because they are what makes this a Land Rover. After any deep wading, dry the brakes with light pressure, check that the differential and gearbox breathers did their job, and inspect for water where it should not be. After dusty or muddy trails, clean the radiator and intercooler faces so they can still cool. Milky oil on a dipstick or a contaminated diff means water got in, and that is a fast route to a failed bearing. Owners who wade and trail without the aftercare quietly destroy components, while the ones who treat the capability with respect keep it working for decades. A few minutes drying the brakes and checking the breathers after a wade is nothing against the cost of a water-contaminated differential or a clogged cooling stack. Number 5. Keep the suspension fresh and the alignment true. A heavy, sophisticated vehicle wears bushings, ball joints, control arms, and tie rods, and a wheel alignment twice a year is as much a diagnostic as a service, because the technician feels the play developing before it strands you. Replacing a worn bushing or arm early is a couple of $100s and protects expensive tires and the air suspension above it. A correct alignment also protects the expensive tires a Land Rover wears, which are no small cost in themselves. The owners reaching the big numbers treat alignment day as a chance to catch the small stuff before it becomes the big stuff. A $200 bushing caught early protects a $1,000 set of tires and the costly air struts riding directly above it. Number 4. Fight corrosion before it starts. A Land Rover often lives the hard life it was built for, through mud, salt, and water, and rust is the quiet killer of high-mileage examples. Rinse the underbody after salty or muddy driving. Keep the drainage channels and sunroof drains clear so water does not pool into modules, and treat the underside periodically. None of it is glamorous, but a clean, dry, protected chassis is the single biggest reason some of these trucks outlive the rest. And it pays you back in resale too, while a neglected one rots from underneath while the engine is still perfectly healthy. Rust is the one failure no service plan covers and no software update fixes, so the winners treat the underbody with the same care as the engine bay. Number 3. Keep detailed records and keep the software current. Write down every service, date, and mileage, because complete history lets you predict maintenance, avoid duplicate work, and prove to any specialist that the car has been cared for. Just as importantly on a modern Land Rover, keep the control module software updated, because the factory quietly releases fixes for the electronic gremlins these cars are famous for, and many running problems are solved by a software update rather than a new part. A new specialist seeing a complete history treats your car as a known, cared-for vehicle rather than a mystery, and that changes the advice you get. A documented, up-to-date Land Rover is also worth noticeably more when you sell it, so the binder pays you twice. Records and updates together cost almost nothing and prevent a great deal. Number 2. Find an independent Land Rover specialist and build a real relationship. A dealer is useful for warranty work and deep programming, but for an out-of-warranty Land Rover, a good independent has the proper diagnostic equipment, knows the model-specific weak points, and will tell you honestly what is urgent and what can wait. They catch patterns a general garage never sees, recommend the right parts, and charge a far more sensible hourly rate. The independent's hourly rate is typically well below the dealer's, and over 300,000 miles, that relationship saves you thousands of dollars and countless headaches. More than the money, the right specialist steers you away from unnecessary work and toward the jobs that actually keep the car alive, which over a decade is worth more than any single tool or part you could buy. Number 1. Drive it smoothly and patiently. After every fluid, filter, and inspection, the single most important habit is how you actually drive. Hard acceleration hammers the engine, gearbox, transfer case, and differentials. Heavy braking cooks the brakes and stresses the suspension, and aggressive cornering loads a tall, heavy vehicle unevenly. The owners crossing 300,000 miles drive as though balancing a full cup of coffee on the dash, accelerating gently, braking early and light, and treating the machine with mechanical sympathy. It improves economy and tire life as a bonus. But the real prize is mechanical longevity. A Land Rover driven smoothly for 300,000 miles sees less stress than one driven hard for half that. And that single habit ties every other one on this list together. You can do everything else here perfectly and still wear the car out early with an aggressive right foot, which is why, in the end, the most important component on any Land Rover is the driver. Get that one right, stack it on top of the 19 habits before it, and 300,000 trouble-free miles stops being a fantasy and starts being a plan. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.